Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Iona Athletics Podcast, your source for all the latest news surrounding the Iona Gaels. I'm your host, Mike Phillips. We've got a good show for you this week. We're going to be joined on the line in just a bit by the new head coach of the Iona women's lacrosse program, Lauren Kahn, will be calling in just a few minutes. Be sure you're locked in until the end of the episode for this week's look ahead to the week to come in Iona Athletics. Got a busy week coming up, a lot of fun stuff to talk about, but we'll get it all started with our look at the week that was, and we will dive right in right now. Let's go back to Wednesday, November 6th. Iona volleyball won in 4 sets against St. Peter's. 3 different Gaels had double-doubles. Samantha Duran, Tess Connolly, and Jamie Smith all with double-doubles for Iona. And the Gaels did sweep the season series against the Peacocks. Men's soccer lost in Monmouth in the regular season finale 2-1 in overtime. The Hawks scored a PK goal in overtime to end the game. Asad Makic had Iona's lone goal, and that loss locked Iona into the 3rd seed for the MAC championship. Put a pin in that one. We will get back to that in just a bit. Men's water polo lost number 16 Fordham in the annual Judge Cup, 12-8. Justin Ginsberg led the Gaels with 2 goals. The Gaels did try and fight back when they found themselves down 6-1 the first quarter, but unfortunately the deficit was too big for them to overcome. We'll go ahead to Friday, November 8th. Iona Swimming hosted Monmouth at the Heinz Center. The women's swim team, big victory. 174.5 to 87.5 win over the Hawks. 7 different swimmers won individual events for the Gaels, so good job from the women's team. Men's swimming lost to the Hawks 148 to 144. The Gaels did set a new season best in the 400 free relay. Let's move ahead to Saturday, November 9th. Volleyball, another win, beat Manhattan on senior day in straight sets. Prior to the game, the school honored the 5 senior members of the Iona volleyball program. Tess Connolly had a match best 14 kills, while Julia Stewart had her first career double-double in the win. Men's water polo lost to number 20 Princeton in its final regular season game. That was a final of 16-10. Freshman Lester Machado had 3 goals, 3 assists for the Gaels in defeat. And the men's basketball program began the drive for 5 in LaSalle on Saturday, lost a heartbreaker, 70-64 in overtime. The Gaels were down by as much as 20 before tying it up in the final 5 seconds. Isaiah Washington, newcomer to the program, hit the game-tying 3 at the end of regulation, had a team-best 11 rebounds. Tawan Agee led the Gaels in scoring with 21 points. And women's basketball, a better result, a dramatic come-behind win at Winthrop, 68-61 on the road. Shion Mawai and Morgan Raichu each had 6 3-pointers, 6 triples. That's an impressive display from beyond the arc. Mawai had a career-high 22 points, and the Gaels in the second half outscored Winthrop 46-28. So, big showing there from the women's basketball team in their season debut. Finally, on Sunday, November 10th, back to the men's soccer team. They hosted number 6 Rider at Mazzella Field in the first round of the MAC playoffs, and it was now a repeat of last year. Iona found a way to win, came back, won 2-1 over the Bronx, their first ever home win at Mazzella Field. Josh Plimpton had the game-winning goal for Iona. Asad Makic opened the scoring with the first goal of the match. With the victory, Iona moves on to the MAC semifinals. They'll be taking on Quinnipiac on Thursday, and that is still alive for the men's soccer team. That's all we have for you in terms of what happened last week. Let's go to our interview with Lauren Kahn right now. Yes, joining us this week on the phone is the new head coach of the Iona women's lacrosse team, Lauren Kahn. Coach, welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem. And it's going to be a good chance for the Iona Gaels family to get to know you a little bit because you're the newest coach on the staff. But I want to get a little bit into your love of lacrosse. So what was your favorite childhood memory of playing lacrosse?
So I actually didn't start playing lacrosse until I was in 7th grade. I really kind of had no idea what it was. I actually played softball up until 8th grade, and one of my best friends growing up, came to me in middle school and was like, "I really think you should try this sport with me. I think you're gonna like it." Blah blah blah, and I was like, "Sure, why not?" And turns out I absolutely loved it and decided to make a career out of it. So it was kind of whirlwind. I picked up the stick right away and kind of just fell in love from there. And then I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship my junior year of high school and continue on. So I guess starting so late, probably my best memory would be the day that I probably committed to college. It was a really tough process. It was long, it was hard, but that was probably the best day of my life when I decided where I was going to continue my career.
Yeah, so obviously you went to play at UConn. So, what was that experience like playing collegiately?
It was awesome. It was basically a full-time job, but I loved every single second of it. It was the best 4 years of my entire life, and I would not trade a single day for anything at all.
All right, so you were an assistant at Columbia for 5 years.
Yes.
And the Lions had a lot of success, including reaching the Ivy League championship in 2018. What did you learn with Columbia you hope to carry forward with you here at Iona?
I think for me, just the most important thing is taking every day in stride and knowing that every kid and every player on your team is different. And you got to find a way to get the most out of each kid. And I think the biggest thing for me at Columbia and bringing that here is to really create those relationships with them and to really get to know them as a person, because it says a lot to who they are as a player. And I think, that really took us to the next level at Columbia. We went from, bottom of the standings to making it to the Ivy League tournament for the first time, which was one of the most incredible experiences, not only for me, but obviously for the players being part of history essentially there. And I think that coming into Iona, that's my main goal. My main goal here is to win a MAC championship, and I think starting the relationship with the players is most important for me.
Yeah, and you mentioned forming a relationship with those players. So what are some of the challenges that you have when you come to a new program and you have all these players who are here before you got here? How do you go about forming those connections and getting the groups who come together under your program?
I think it's more about getting all of us on the exact same page. Obviously, I haven't coached them. I've coached them for a month, and I didn't recruit any of them. But just having them buy in right away to what our ultimate goal is. And luckily, we all have the same goal, and that goal is to win a MAC championship and to make it to the MAC tournament. And I think for me, it's having the girls know that no matter what, at the end of the day, I'm on your side and I'm in your corner and I'm going to fight for you no matter what. And I think that I've been very fortunate enough. This group of girls is absolutely amazing, and they want to work hard and they want to win. So I've been very fortunate in that sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes some sense. I want to circle back to when you were at Columbia. You this opportunity to come to Iona. What about it intrigued you the most about coming here?
I know that this is a winning program, 100%. I have played Iona when I played Iona when I was in college. I played them 2 separate times, and I've played against numerous MAC teams throughout my playing career and my coaching career, and I know that this is a winning program, and I wholeheartedly believe that. And I think I am one to accept a lot of challenges, and I want to help these girls, and I want to be a part of a winning culture and of a winning program. And I think, you look at their record from last year, and it is no reflection whatsoever of the team that we have. And I think that, we're going to shock a lot of people this year, and we're going to make a statement within the MAC.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a good goal to have. And your season's still a few months away. First game's usually coming around February. So how is the squad training, preparing right now as the winter approaches?
So, right now the biggest thing for us is just creating a good team culture. Coming in so late, it was, a little bit of an awkward timing-wise. I kind of missed a whole month with them, which kind of stunk in terms of skill, getting, the skills refreshed and everything. But for right now, our biggest thing is creating a good culture. So it's not necessarily the X's and O's necessarily, but getting, like I said before, getting everybody on the exact same page, getting everybody's goals, on the same level. And I think for right now, it's creating that sense of team and of family. And then leading into the winter, obviously we don't get to see them over winter break that much or even Thanksgiving. So preparing them with workouts and runs so that when they go home, they can continue to work hard off campus.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that your first week on this job about a month ago, that happened to fall on homecoming weekend. So how did it feel to start right then at homecoming, get yourself right into Gael Nation and the lacrosse community, like just full throttle?
It was good. It was actually, it was more than good. It was great. Obviously it was very busy and there was a lot going on, but I got to get a really good sense of this program and of the parents and of the alums, and I couldn't have been more welcomed into this family. Everybody was absolutely amazing. Everyone was such a big help, and it kind of, it kind of just made me happy. Like at the end of the day, I was like, wow, that was a really busy weekend. But it was the best weekend. And honestly, it was probably the best timing because being able to just get thrown right into it and meet everybody right away was the best thing I could have hoped for. And to be perfectly honest, it's been one of the smoothest transitions that I could have had. And I think, going into season, it's more than I could have asked for.
All right, Coach Khan, thank you for all the time. I really appreciate it, and best of luck this season.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, there you have it, folks. That was Coach Lauren Khan from the Iona Women's Lacrosse Program. For the full interview with Coach Lauren Khan, check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/ICGales.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you.
All right, it is time to look ahead to the upcoming week in Iona athletics. Let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right in. We'll go to Wednesday, November 13th. Iona men's basketball has their home opener on Wednesday at 7 at the Heinz Athletic Center, taking on Ohio. The first men's game regular season contest in the Heinz Athletic Center. Be sure to come on down, check it out. If not, it will be streamed on the ESPN app. Let's go ahead to Thursday, November 14th. Men's soccer will be playing in the MAC semifinals. Full details on that will be available on our website as they become available. Friday, November 15th. Iona Volleyball taking on Marist on the road. Iona cross-country programs will be at the Northeast Regional Championships up in Buffalo. The next step after winning the MACs, and if they finish in the top there, they will be heading off to the NCAA Championships. Iona women's basketball home on Friday the 15th as well. They will be taking on Duquesne in a non-conference matchup at 7 at the Heinz Athletic Center. Let's skip ahead to Saturday, November 17th. We have the volleyball team again on the road at Siena in their regular season finale. And the swimming team will be hosting Binghamton at 4 at the Heinz Athletic Center. On Sunday, November 17th, women's basketball hits the road. They take on Penn in another non-conference matchup. And if necessary, the men's soccer program will be taking on the MAC finalists. So if the men's team advances to the final game, it will be on Sunday the 17th. Full details still to be determined. Again, keep up with our website, www.icgales.com, for more information. And that will do it for the week to come in Iona Athletics. Again, for full game times, information, broadcast details, anything you could want to know about Iona Athletics, check out our website, www.icgales.com. You can also follow us on social media. Be sure to search for our handle at @ICGales across all major social media platforms. that will do it for this week's episode of the Iona Athletics Podcast. We have a brand new episode coming next Monday. Until then, keep fighting the good fight, Gael Nation.
Fighting the